So many of us relate to emotion as a bad thing or something to keep locked in a closet, rather than acknowledging that it is the continuous, always present experience of being human. We're always experiencing emotion. It's along for the ride. It's when we deny that we're experiencing something that we check out of our lives and we can't actually engage and participate in a way that would make a difference. Most of the models I found out there showed emotion as linear. That's really not how it is. Emotion is a holistic experience. It's one that we're always having. So when you look at the model, you'll notice that there are the weakening emotions and there are the strengthening emotions. Emotion is physical. When you are in the protective state of fear, which is also called shame and guilt and anger and pride and frustration and overwhelm, there are a lot of emotions that are basically fear states because they're all about protecting ourselves. And when we resist that state, we don't have access to the strengthening states such as love, reason, enlightenment, and courage. When you start to embrace that we humans are always experiencing something all the time and emotion isn't good or bad, this allows you to actually have a choice, but not a choice in the way that most people talk about. It allows for you to choose what you're experiencing right now. When we resist emotion, when we suppress it by holding our breaths or tightening up our bodies or distracting ourselves with our minds, we actually perpetuate the experience we don't want to have. This kind of stops the flow of things. But when you can accept that you're going to experience everything, you might experience everything in just a matter of 10 minutes. When you can start to accept that these are just part of what it is to be human, then you can easily move from wanting to protect yourself from those weakening stages to strengthening stages such as love and courage. Because all emotion becomes okay, you really then start to have better experiences in your day-to-day. Just think about the physiological impact of emotion. The fear states are weakening to the immune system. And we know this, right? Too much cortisol, too much adrenaline will tear the body down. So instead of thinking of shame or anger as bad, what if you just considered that it's weakening to the body, weakening to the immune system? And then on the other part of the model, you can see the strengthening stages. And it all starts with courage. The strengthening stages are vulnerable and they're creative. The weakening stages are protective. Once you get access to courage, you'll often experience all the other feel-good emotions like love and enlightenment and peace and reason and neutrality and willingness and acceptance. Instead of thinking about that as the good emotion, think of it as the strengthening emotion. You have more energy to participate, more energy to create. Your attention is on what you want to create. In the fear states, our attention is on what we want to avoid and how we can protect ourselves. One of the reasons I wanted to show this as a circle is that we can really leap from one to another. You can experience anger while also then right away experiencing love. And understanding that it really isn't weakening to your body or your immune system to experience fear. It's when we stay there that our system starts to become weakened. Desire is underpinning every emotion we experience. For example, desire and anger often manifest as frustration. Desire and love manifest as connection. When we resist the core human experience of desire, it creates addiction, accumulation, and greed. When we embrace desire, it radiates through every stage of energy, as it is the driving movement of emotion itself. Our natural state is one of creation, and desire is at the heart of pure potential and possibility. At the core of everything is our desire to create. We are naturally creative. So I've mentioned embracing desire. When we resist desire, I want you to notice that it amplifies. So for example, let's say you decided you're on a diet. You walk past a bakery and you tell yourself, no, you cannot have that eclair. And you try to push the desire away. then that amplifies how much you really want that eclair. You might not go into the bakery, but you'll think about that eclair all day long. When you embrace desire, you walk past the bakery, you smell the eclairs, you look in, and you enjoy the experience of just thinking about the having of it. That's the relationship to desire that actually propels you forward into creation. Can you have the desire and yet still act from what you're committed to? Being able to have the desire and still act from what you're committed to allows for you to then just move forward in a way that serves you. When you resist it, you stay there, and this is what causes addiction. For a complete copy of this model, please email us, coach@peoplebizinc.com.